welcome to Season 2, Episode 2.
We hope you guys enjoyed our first episode back last week. We had a few technical difficulties getting that episode out. I know it was a day late. I don't even... Oh, okay. So what happened was when I had uploaded the episode to SoundCloud, I listened to it and it had deleted like half the audio in random places.
Oh, wow.
And it had already been uploaded. I had already like checked it a little bit before uploading. Which it was fine before I hit upload. I don't know exactly what happened in between uploading and it being on the internet. I don't know what happened, but it deleted pieces and moved them around. It was the craziest thing I've ever dealt with on my computer.
I don't think I've ever had that happen, but I've never really uploaded anything like that either. So that sounds like it. I would just be so confused.
I was really confused, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like, I've never had that happen before. And
right.
This is a new laptop, though, so I'm not used to it yet, and I don't know. It was the weirdest thing.
But you got it, and then I'm super thankful that you did that. So thank you for doing that.
I actually enjoy that part of it. Really, it's sometimes stressful, but I don't know. I enjoy it actually.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really do a whole lot this week. I just worked and worked. What'd you do this week?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Now that I really think about it, I really didn't do anything.
Those are good weeks to have those sometimes.
We actually, last night, my grampy got a puppy.
Aww.
He got a dachshund puppy.
I love dachshunds.
Oh, he is so cute and so feisty. It is so sweet. He was like wanting to play, and Chloe did really good actually. Because I was like, is she going to be okay with a puppy? Like, I kind of worried a little bit. Which she's been around puppies, so it wasn't like I was too concerned. But she was just like sniffing it and like wanting to play.
Aww. What did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
Well, he had to work. And so I was at my parents' house and they made steak. So
nice.
I got steak. And then Trevor was like, I need to run home first before coming to get you. And I was like, okay, I guess.
Why? Yeah.
So when we got home, he had flowers on the table for me. And there's this pasta salad that I really like that he makes.
Yeah.
And so he made that for dinner after I'd we had steaks at like 7 and then we had pasta salad at like midnight.
Oh, well, that was nice.
It was really
You got
sweet.
2 dinners.
Yeah. And he's like, you didn't eat very much. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just full. But
I done had steak.
But that just means leftovers for today.
That's right. We made pizzas yesterday. Homemade pizzas.
Oh, pizza's good. Pizza sounds good.
I put pineapple on mine. I love pineapple on
pizza.
And it was like the juiciest, sweetest pineapple I've ever had. Like, I don't know what was up with that pineapple, but it was fantastic. And anyway, I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm going to go get a piece of pineapple pizza. Like,
that sounds so good.
Right?
See, Trevor doesn't like pineapple on his, and I love it.
I do too. I love sweet and salty things though. Like, it just is like, yum.
Right.
Perfect. So, anyway, that's all we really did. We didn't really do a whole bunch. Some of the kids went to their cousin's house, and then some of them didn't, because they were supposed to have a friend over, and then the friend canceled. So, this week we're talking about God's timing and staying in your season. pretty much. Kind of sounds like you were saying, stay minding your own business.
Right.
Which I guess, in a way, I guess it kind of is, but
It goes a little hand in hand sometimes.
yeah. I know for some reason it's just kind of been in my face this week, and I think a part of that's just like me making certain decisions with my life and like, what do I want to do? And then I feel like I'm constantly like competing with other people is not, I don't even know if competing is the right word, but like not catching up. I feel like for my age, I should be doing this, this, and this, and this,
Right.
and having this done, and being this place with my career, and having a house of my own, and things like that, and just, I don't know, learning to just chill where I'm at and figure out that I'm in a different season, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I've been trying to realize that my season is different than others. You know, like, I've really tried to make that a priority of mine. Like, to not worry about other people's seasons, like, to worry about my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, it's hard sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I think I do that with a lot of stuff, like not just like houses and where I'm at with my career. Like I do that with like kids. I do that with
Yeah.
if I even want kids. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what if I don't want kids right now, but like when I'm 30 something, I might. Which not there's nothing against that, but like for some reason it just feels like I don't know why, because I know I'm plenty young enough, but I just feel like my time is running out on like getting
Mhm.
settled down and having a family, and I don't know.
Well, you hear all the time about like when fertility starts to go down, you know, like by a certain age, and it's like we have PCOS, so we don't need that extra stress.
Right.
um,
Yeah, it's like it's extra stress added on to like whatever is going on with your body when it's not acting the way it's supposed to, you know? So,
yeah,
yeah,
which
so anyway. Yeah, I think though really it's just kind of like kicked off from last week from
mhm.
the verse. I don't know why. I wasn't even like I really when we were picking the verses, I was like, this one sounds good. Like, like let's just do that one. And then it's like my rest of my week was like that. I don't know if it was just because I had started my week thinking about it,
Yeah,
or what, but it's really been on my head,
I
been on
think
my brain.
God does that too.
uh,
Like God does that too. He puts
yeah,
stuff, you know, in front of you, and
yeah.
it's hard to not think about whenever he's involved.
It also makes it sometimes a little less stressful when you're just like, God, it's God's timing. It's fine. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry and stress out about it as much. But
Yeah.
then you also get sassy. I get sassy. I'm like, okay, but when?
If not now, when? Right. And see, that's kind of like what we learned in our Bible study this week was a little bit of that, like um learning to know that God's in control, like once you let go of your control, then and realize like it's all God's timing and God's control, then it like brings about a peace, which is so hard to do. Like I still haven't let go completely, you know.
Yeah.
That's something I think you have to train yourself to do.
Yeah. I have a hard time with like, maybe this is just because I need to strengthen my relationship, I guess, but like I have a hard time with like, okay, are you trying to tell me to do this?
Yeah.
So I just like double think it all the time, overthink it all the time. I don't
Right.
know.
Like knowing what's God's voice and what's your voice
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, I get that. Cuz then you're like, "Whoa, well, this is God's, you know, telling me to do this." And then something bad goes happen. It's like, "Well, maybe that wasn't maybe that wasn't God's voice."
Whoopsie. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of been my thing this week. I don't know if it's
Oh, it's
everybody's thing.
definitely yeah. Actually for one experience, I just I have to brag on my mom here. Like she is just I feel like she just knows what I need before I even like ask her.
Yeah.
um and I'm sure you've experienced this too, but like when you hear someone's pregnant and you just have
Yeah.
this little like thing in your head like not, I guess it's kind of jealousy, but you're happy for them. And even if you don't even know the person, you're happy that someone's pregnant. But like, you just have that little thing in your head that's kind of like, I don't even know. Like, it's not even necessarily a voice. There's just something, you know?
It's kind of like for me, it's almost like my stomach drops. Like my stomach
Yeah.
just like sinks. You know what I mean? Like, like, and not like, and like you said, it's not like you're not happy for them, because you are. But it's like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah. Right.
you know?
It's like another one, and it's not me.
Yeah.
And so, like, that happened this week. Someone, I don't even know the person. Like, I have no idea who this person is that got pregnant. Like, um, but a family member had mentioned it. And after everything was said and done, mom just came and hugged me, and she's like, I know what you're going through, and I just want you to know that it's okay, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, well, geez, Mom.
And I hadn't even said anything, and she knew. Like, she just knew. And I just really was thankful for that. And I feel like maybe that was God telling my mom, like, she might need, you know, some comfort
Yeah.
from you.
Oh,
you
that
know?
makes me emotional. Jeez. Because I don't know.
Like, I just was so thankful for my mom, you know? And that, like, I'm thankful for her all the time, but especially in that moment. Like, she just knew
Oh,
what
that
I
was
needed
sweet.
before I even said anything. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm crying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's sweet, but it is sweet because you're just like it. Anyway.
Because she struggled to have me. She was on fertility medication and everything. But you know what happened was finally she had quit taking her fertility medication, and that's when she got pregnant with me.
Oh.
So
I bet that was kind of frustrating too, though, because like
this whole time.
Oh, but that's sweet. That's
I think
sweet.
she said she finally just, you know, let go, and that's when she got
Yeah.
pregnant.
Well.
And that's kind of another thing, like letting God control. Like you have to quit worrying, I guess, which is hard, like easier said than done.
Right.
I worry about it all the time. I try not to, but in those moments of like when someone else gets pregnant, it's like, for real?
It feels super lonely too.
It
Like
does.
when that happened.
It really does.
I'm a mess.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Anyways, that was nice. Well, that was super good of your mom to do that too. Just to see that you needed that, you know? Or to know that you needed that.
Almost even before that, I didn't say anything. I feel maybe I reacted and I didn't even know it. Who knows?
No.
But she did, and that was that's nice to have someone know before. Like to not have to say anything. Like I didn't have to say anything. Like I need you, you know.
Yeah, because that kind of feels. It makes you feel like you're burdening them sometimes. Because I feel like I talk about it an awful lot. You know what I mean? And then to just be like, I need you. Like,
right.
It's nice when they just recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is nice. Since we're talking about God's timing, there's I know there's plenty of places in the Bible that talk about like your season and God's timing. But I found this on my Bible app, and I just thought it was really perfect for what we were talking about today. It's Ecclesiastes 3:1 through I believe 15. It's quite a bit, but and I'm reading NLT too, for anybody that wants to know. So it says, a time for everything. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What do people really get for all their hard work? I have seen the burden God has placed on us all, yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. So I conclude there is nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can, and people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. And I know whatever God does is final. Nothing can be added to it or taken from it. God's purpose is that people should fear him. What is happening now has happened before, and what will happen in the future has happened before, because God makes the same things happen over and over again.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a poem, there's, and it was kind of like, okay, there really, it's almost like, almost like beating the dead horse kind of thing. Like, it's telling you over and over again, but sometimes I think we need that. Like, really,
Yeah.
there is a time for everything and a season for everything.
Kind of like he just keeps repeating, there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything.
Yeah, it's like he really
okay.
And that kind of shows that it must be like an issue that humans have, because like if they're having to repeat it over and over, it's like it's
important.
It's important.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I just really liked that for that, because it's like,
yeah,
I almost needed that to be like, okay, like, just because I'm not pregnant right now or having children, like, there's a time for that,
Yeah.
It may not be right now, but there will be a time for that.
I feel so much better when we do this. like I'm not even gonna lie. I stress so much like right before because I don't prepare. Like, I'm just not a preparer.
Oh gosh, I didn't prepare either.
And then it's like we do it, and then I just like it's like a breath of it, just like, oh, I needed that. You know?
Right. I didn't really. I thought I had. And then I looked at my notes. I was like, what did I learn in Bible study this week? Because that's not what I
thought. That's funny.
So I was like, maybe I took the wrong notes.
Is that what I learned last week? What did I learn?
So basically, I think God just wants us to, like, trust in his timing, his plan, and, like, just let go of wanting control over it, I think that's kind of like what we need to remember when we're, like, wanting to have a baby and seeing other people's have babies and seeing other people own their own home and that kind of thing. Like, I've really struggled with that too. Just like to trust in his plan and not my own.
I think it's kind of funny because it's like I feel like I'm running out of time and I don't even know how much time I have.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's all that's like, you don't even know. Like, sit down.
I think it's just hard to let go of control because we've always, like, since we were born, basically, you want control of what you do.
Okay. So it's Jeremiah 17:7. But blessed is the one. Oh, and I'm in oh, crud. I hate when I stutter. Okay, I'm in an NIV version of Jeremiah 17:7. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him.
I like that one.
Yay, I do too.
I feel like It's funny that I feel like almost every verse just relates to everything. It's neat how that works.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know, it's just like you can really just take any verse and feel like, yeah, that's right.
And it doesn't matter which part of the timing you're talking about. It could be with the house, or it could be with having a kid, or it could be this, and it just fits.
Right.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Much needed. Well, thank you. I'm glad we talked about it, because I needed it. And boy, your mom just got me. I don't know what was wrong with me.
It maybe just needed to be something that you heard today. Who knows?
Yeah.
You'll know later, probably. Be like, oh, that's why.
So thank you guys for listening to episode 2 of season 2. We hope that it encouraged you somehow. And if you're going through the same things we're going through, then maybe it touched you like it did us. And we hope to talk to you next week.